Hi everyone, this is Harry Hoffman. Today we talk about different forms of sending as part of the Foundations course. We prepared to go to China in 1995. That was in the 90s. That was the time after the wall came down in Berlin. Eastern Europe opened up and the Soviet Union opened up, and many mission activities were there. Our church had a calling to do something in Uzbekistan, but no missionaries to go to Uzbekistan, and there were two families who wanted to go to China. And we were full on fire for Jesus, and we just wanted to go. So we asked our church to send us out, and they told us, look for an agency. So we looked for a mission agency, we found one, and then we had the church, then we had the mission agency, and they sent us out. We thought. 2 years later, we found out they actually didn't send us out, they blessed us out. So our home church did not send us out, they only blessed us out, which was a semantic trick. In the eldership, there was conflict about us going. So they made the decision that they only bless us so they don't carry any responsibilities for us. We didn't know about these things. We only heard about this 2 years later. And we were greatly disappointed and hurt and wounded by that. The church, after in the end, 90s fell apart. There were major conflicts in the church, and so we had no sending church. Actually, from the beginning, we thought we had a sending church, but we had no sending church. And at that time, we were still in China. We tried to, how do we do this? How do we do this? And we asked friends who supported us, can you be our sending sort of cell group, our sending friends? So we don't have an official church, but we have a support group of friends who sort of send us. And as we worked on the field, we realized there are different forms of sending. There is a traditional form of sending, and there are new, different kinds of forms of sending. So today is getting a bit confusing, diverse, but it's important for us in member care to understand that it's not a straightforward process of sending church, mission agency, and field. It is much more complex than that, which has an effect, which has a consequence for our ministry in member care. So let me get started. We have here the missionary, single couple or family. Then we have the sending church, and we have the mission agency and the field or host nation. So this is the traditional form of sending. And member care is usually given by either the sending church or the mission agency. Sometimes it happens also that member care is given by a place in the host nation, like an international church or a center or people passing through who offer their services on the field care. So this is sort of the traditional form of sending. What happens now is that we have sending churches that are not using mission agencies, sending churches that are not using mission agencies. So you have the missionary, the sending church, and they send people directly to the field. That happens quite often. The first time I discovered that was in Singapore. A large Singaporean church sent directly. So the church acts as an agency in the sense, and also as a sending church to the field, and they offer member care and provide member care. Now what you have now is missionaries who are self-supported. Some of the young missionaries are self-supported. Some of the early retired or just normal retired people are self-supported, and they don't need a sending church, and they don't even need a mission agency. So we see on the mission field missionaries who are just going. They are just going to the field, and they serve there. They have enough funds. They sometimes have a church that supports them, but I've seen that also without church. And so it is kind of this picture. You have the missionary, a self-supported missionary, and you have the host, the field. You have missionaries who seek employment, like teaching English. Or many of the Filipino missionaries, they work as maids in the Middle East or in Hong Kong and other countries, or they work in construction as well, and their identity back home is a missionary identity. Then there are other missionaries who start their own businesses. It's called BAM or BWAM, business as mission or business with a mission. The Chinese are very much into this. They start restaurants, they start Chinese language schools. You have other missionaries who seek employment with NGOs and multinational corporations. Talking to engineers or business people in multinational corporations who are Christians, their identity in their hearts and in their spirit is also a missionary identity. They don't need money from the church. They don't even need to be sent by a church, but they are Christians in the marketplace. So here in the middle, we have employment in NGOs, we have employment in corporation, we have self-employment, and we have people who have their own businesses and work as BAM, business as mission, and BWAM, business with a mission. The question is, who provides member care for them? This is a very growing group within the mission world. The exclusivity of the old image of the missionary, the sending church, the mission agency, and the field, the exclusivity of that picture seems to be over. The question is, what do we do in regards to member care? So we in member care have a unique chance to reach out to these people, to move beyond the traditional understanding of church agency and field, and to reach out to the business community and other communities as well. So I want to encourage you to think beyond and be creative and share resources that go beyond church and agency. Thank you. For me, this is an exciting topic because, as I shared, my sending church experience was not so nice. And I've always created my own support network, and I always had a business as well, a member care ministry registered as a business. So this business community is not foreign to me, and I understand a lot what business as mission means. And the member care needs for business people are sometimes different to the member care needs of church planters and of those who do mercy ministries. So let's share resources and let's pull our minds together to catch up, to be creative, and to serve the Christian community in the body of Christ worldwide. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.